So every once in a while I get suggestions in the comment section to make a certain video. And hey, sometimes I listen. So because of Tony, this video is all about exclusive lanterns and tankards. How exclusive are they? How do they look? And most importantly, can we still get them? Just like with my weapons video, get ready for disappointment because they are exclusive for a reason. And let's start with some tankards, beginning with the Golden Legendary Tankard. Together with some other Golden Legendary cosmetics, this tankard was rewarded to those that reached Pirate Legend before March 20, 2019. You know, when it was still a real grind to get to Pirate Legend. Sadly, we only got 6 pieces of this set in total, and Rare really needs to start completing this because even though they are reskins from the Legendary set, they do look really nice. Either way, whenever you see a pirate sipping grog from this tankard, you will know him for being a real OG. The next one on the list is the Shamrock Tankard. And this is a nasty one since it was a time-limited purchase from the Pirate Emporium to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It was introduced on March 12, 2020, but disappeared again a month later. You would think this cosmetic would return the following year, but it didn't. So if you are one of those pirates that bought it back then, well, you are drinking from an exclusive cosmetic. But unlike some other cosmetics, this exclusivity feels more accidental since I can't think of any reason why Rare didn't reintroduce this tankard in their money-making emporium. Well, if it returns during the next St. Patrick's Day, we at least know the developers are watching my videos. But let's brighten the mood with some exclusive tankards that are still earnable, but that do take a little effort. And I am talking about both the Silver Blade and the Sapphire Blade tankards. These are obviously rewards for playing Insiders. You will unlock the Silver Blade tankard in week 60 and the Sapphire Blade tankard in week 115. That's over 2 years of playing Insiders to get the Sapphire one. Which sounds crazy, but I do know some people that are close to playing 4 years of Insiders without missing a single week. Now, who would do something like that? Either way, let's go to the Triumphant Sea Dog tankard. And as you guessed, this one is attached to an arena accommodation that doesn't exist anymore. If you wanted this, you had to raise your glorious Sea Dog tankard in the Sea Dog hot tub together with at least 3 other pirates doing the same. Not that hard, but it still makes the list since this one is simply not earnable anymore. And let's go to the final tankard, which is the Grogmanay Annual Tankard. And I really love the concept of this one. Every year around New Year's Eve, players are tasked with a set of objectives as part of the Grogmanay event. Completing certain requirements upgrades this tankard by putting another notch to it. So instead of buying a new tankard, this one evolves over time, but only if you don't forget to take part in these events. I really like this concept and I wish more cosmetics would be like this. And while a single anniversary tankard might not be that impressive, the amount of notches will be. At the moment, 3 notches is the maximum, and keeping this up will only make your tankard more exclusive. But let's now look at some exclusive lanterns. And let's start with what is probably the most infamous one, the Festival of the Damned Lantern, not to be confused with the Lantern of the Damned. The Festival of the Damned Lantern was only available during the first Festival of the Damned event back in 2018. Players could buy this one from Duke for 10 doubloons. Please keep in mind that doubloons were not the infinite resource they are now, so not everyone was keen on spending those. Well, some people should have, since showing off early time-limited cosmetics is one of the best ways to flex on the internet. Another lantern that's synonymous with exclusivity is the Lantern of Courage. During a special event in 2020 called the Summer of Sea of Thieves, players had a bit over a month's time to progress through a set of 43 goals. And by completing just 3 of them, players would already unlock the Lantern of Courage. Of course, a lot of other rewards obtainable during this event share a similar exclusivity, like the Cutlass of Courage and the much desired Drunken Sailor title, which I care more about than any of the cosmetics in this video. But let's move on. Just like the Triumphant Sea Dog Tankard, the Triumphant Sea Dog Lantern makes a quick appearance for the same reason. Back when Arena was still active, players had to dig a certain amount of chests while using the glorious Sea Dog shovel. Progressing through this commendation unlocked several rewards, including this now unobtainable lantern. And similar to the Silver Blade and Sapphire Blade tankards, we obviously have the Silver and Sapphire Blade lanterns as well. These are earnable in week 96 and week 190 respectively. And hey, if you want to see all rewards for playing 3 years of Insiders, you can always watch this video. Or subscribe and wait until I release my 4 years of Insider rewards video. Either one is fine by me. So let's now look at some lanterns that cannot be earned by just playing the game. Like the Obsidian Lantern, which you can only get as part of an Obsidian 6-pack. Luckily, there are many ways players could obtain those, most notable as giveaways from Sea of Thieves partners, but sometimes codes were given by the developers as well. Still, the Obsidian Tankard, or the Onyx Tankard if you want to be a little about it, is a little more exclusive since it only showed up as a Twitch drop every once in a while or as part of the Onyx 4-pack giveaways, which is how I got my tankard. And both the Gilded Phoenix Tankard and the Gilded Phoenix Lantern can also both not be earned by just playing the game. These have been part of Twitch drops as well, but only twice. But since they recently brought back the Obsidian Flintlock Pistol as a Twitch drop on Community Day, I do have good hopes of other cosmetics from the Obsidian set as well as the Gilded Phoenix set making a return. I already have all these cosmetics, so this has little effect on my mood, but I will be happy for you, as long as they don't re-release any cosmetics from the Hungering Deep update. I mean, that would be a slap in the face to the longtime players of this game, so I would never see them doing anything like this. I mean, that would be rather silly, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. It would be really silly. So did I miss any tankards or lanterns? Of course I did. And I purposely didn't mention any cosmetics earned by adventures or by seasonal renown. Although most of them are not earnable anymore, they still felt a bit too fresh for me. However, if you feel the urge to mention a cosmetic you think should have been on the list, and I know you do, you can do so in the comments. For now, thanks for watching, and thanks to Tony, because if Tony didn't comment that this video wouldn't exist, that's just how it works. Like, that's how content creators get their inspiration, from comments and nothing else.